You know what? I want you guys to go down there on our YouTube box and hit like. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
get a second, 3 seconds. Go down there, just click like.
Go ahead and do
Appreciate
it.
it.
Go ahead and do it, exactly. Question.
Push the button.
Robert wants to know, says Neil and DMAC, my question, number one, shouldn't the refs have given more than 2 minutes to protect the team captain like a quarterback? You can be rest assured that if that was Wayne Gretzky, that's 5 minutes. But, Robert, I would say they got 2 minors, so it was a 2-minute, 2-man advantage. I think the proper penance was paid.
Yeah, I was giving out the jersey at the time where I couldn't really see what was going on and all the schmozzle and stuff like that. But it's the game's changed. I mean, you're talking Forsters. You bring up Marty McSorley. I fought him, so the game's different now. You have to. It's more of like the team toughness and stuff. And I don't think that just because it's the captain in hockey, everybody should be. You have to have respect for everybody else, and a headshot's a headshot, but. You know what? Good for Dylan Larkin. He got his money's worth. That's the one thing. If you're going to take a match or you're going to take a 5, you're going to want to make a statement. And throughout the league, people saw that. You're not going to be able to push them around. And in the long run, it'll benefit him.
Sure. No, absolutely.
And he didn't get hurt. Nobody got hurt. So.
And the Wings got a goal out of it.
There you go.
Yeah, they scored a goal on that 2-man advantage. So it did work out. Unfortunately, defensively, DMAC, and look, I'm not trying to be a killjoy or anything like that, but DMAC, the Red Wings, at no point in that game, both when it was 4-1 and when it was 6-3, was I sitting in that arena thinking, you know what, the Red Wings are 3 goals better than the Lightning here tonight. I thought that they danced with the devil a couple of times in the first 2 periods and got away with it. And Darren, look, this is football, this is hockey, this is any sport really that you play. What dictates your fate is the mistakes you get away with versus the ones you pay for. And the Wings defensively got away with more than a couple mistakes in the first 2 periods, but in the third period, the bill came due. And look, you can't continue to give Stamkos and Kucherov and all of those guys, you can't give them that many cracks at it because you will pay. I think what we did see last night, and certainly the hope was at an all-time high and people were hype and everything like that, but you saw... as they played the video during one of the breaks, the Macho Man cream of the crop interview, you saw the cream of the crop last night as far as the Lightning are concerned. Kucherov is as good as anybody in this league.
No, they definitely are. And you look at the goals that Tampa scored. The one-time goals. Stamkos almost in the corner on a couple of them. These are professionals. That's why they've won back-to-back cups. It reminds me of the Detroit Red Wings teams back in the 90s. And really it's sort of flopped because the Detroit Red Wings to the Tampa Bay Lightning are now the Phoenix Coyotes to us back in the day, or St. Louis or Chicago, that couldn't get by us. It reminded me of 2002 going out to Vancouver, where, Stevie pretty much said before practice out there when we were down 0-2, is like, guys, we're better than this. And it wasn't about them. It's just we got to play better. And sometimes that's sort of the conversation that top teams have. Is they don't worry about who they're playing because it's irrelevant. And I think that when it comes to this, and Detroit's going to have to put themselves in the same position. There's a lot of similarities between the Lions and the Red Wings, except, I think the Red Wings are a little bit more entertaining and watchable, and that this is what we should expect this year. 1 for 5 on the power play. They gave 3 for 7 was Tampa Bay, so you give the most elite power play in the league, one of them anyways, those opportunities, they will make you pay, especially then you look at what's the coach saying to them in the locker room as it's coming, because they laid an egg in their opener, right? So it was all up against it. Tampa is, sort of what they expected, but Detroit's got to play, like Tammy said, 52 minutes they played last night. Well, it's a 60-minute hockey game. So, but for a home opener, it was everything you wanted.
Yeah, no, certainly.
Except a win.
Certainly it was fun. Pete texts in and says, it's funny you didn't hear anybody saying they wanted to trade Bertuzzi because he wouldn't get the vaccine last night. It's funny how that changes right quick, doesn't it?
Changes quick, doesn't it?
Leading
goals. Real quick, doesn't it? Changes real quick.
No, but Joik, that's the nature of the beast, right?
It is. So it's good when you go out there, you play well. You play well. And that move that, and I was right in front of him when he made that move. And it happened so quick that you can't really see how sweet it really was. He really finessed between two guys, and then was still able to get off a great shot to score that goal. That that caught my attention right there. There's no way I thought he would be able to get through those guys and get that shot off, but I'm telling you, man, Bertuzzi, he's going to be a problem this year. I know we talked about him probably only having 20 goals or having 20 goals by the end of the year. He might have 20 goals by the end of the month.
He's on that pace.
Yeah.
He is on that pace. Also in the YouTube chat thread, Darren, they want to know, will they take a number to get back at Joseph next time, or maybe next time they meet up in Tampa? Is that whole Larkin situation, is that a put that in the back of the memory bank and settle that later?
It's always put it in the back of the memory bank, and I think the guy who's going to do it is 71 who's going to put it, because there's a guy where you play against, and where if he's going to step up, Dylan Larkin or somebody else, you don't forget stuff like that. Obviously winning the game and all this stuff, but you will not forget that. How about that? Tyler Bertuzzi only played 9 games last year, had 5 goals, has 9 goals his last 10 games played.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
No, it is. And again, you just don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, we'll trade him, get him out of the locker room." Yeah.
You know what I heard? A friend of ours and the host of Game Day Live, where Daniela Bruce was telling me that she knows Tyler Bertuzzi is going to miss some games in Canada, but she took him on her fantasy hockey team and already ahead. So, I mean, the kid can play, and he's proven that he's special, and he's a special ingredient that they need. And you saw the way Larkin on the score sheet. You saw some of the goals they scored, driving to the hard areas. Being there for the greasy goals right around the net. So there's a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things they need to work on.